And so thank you once again for joining me here on this channel. I'm so happy. More is to come. In fact, I'm very excited. I would like to do some more gardening when the leaves start sprouting. They start popping up again. I would like to teach you all about leaves. So, without too much further delay, I'm going to show you my next crop. Now, this is also from Elden Ring. In Elden Ring, there is something called a flask, and there are multiple types of flasks, but the main two types of flasks are flasks that restore your health and flasks that restore your magic. This one is the flask that restores your magic. As you can see, it is a beautiful blue color, and it's shrouded with gold decorative swirls. I hope you can hear the liquid just swashing around. Now, to make this, I simply found a flask at the market and I used hot glue to decorate the outside of it. After that, I painted all the gold and then wiped it from the actual glass, creating this beautiful contrast between the blue and the gold. Now this flask, as I mentioned, restores your magic. You can use your magic for all types of things, for special effects, for spells, and I'll heal your magic right now. That's fun. Okay, now I'll go next. This is the crimson flask. Now, there's a different approach to this particular flask. This does not have any liquid inside. In fact, it contains a candle. I thought it would be nice to have one that's a candle. So no little water sound, but it is a nice ambient little piece of decoration you'd like to decorate with a flask that holds you before you go. Perfect. Now, of course, these flasks come in very handy when you're in battle. And as you level and play, sometimes you can pick up extra flasks, and so you can carry around over 5, 6, 7 flasks. Very handy. Now, this next cup is actually made from EVA foam. What is EVA foam? It is a type of foam that when it comes in contact with heat, it can be morphed and, it's a good word, molded to whatever shape that you'd like. But it does take a little bit of practice to get used to using foam to create things. Now this particular piece yes, it is made out of foam, and it is a helmet. It is a helmet for the character Guts from the manga Berserk. Now, let me acknowledge that half of my comments on this YouTube page have referenced the character Casca from Berserk, and so I appreciate all of the kind words and comparisons because, well, I just adore her. So, Guts. Guts is a character from the manga Berserk. He is a mercenary, and something to note about Guts is that he wields a really huge sword. However, he also wields different swords depending on what era you are reading. His most famous sword is called Dragon Slayer, and Dragon Slayer is a massive hunk of metal, and it is right about as tall as he is, and every time he swings the sword, it makes a huge clang. Now, I cannot play what that sounds like because it is very loud and very much not in line with this ASMR video relaxation vibe. So, this is when Guts really first joins the Band of the Hawk, which is the mercenary group in the manga Berserk. He is found in this world, and eventually he sort of evolves into an incredible warrior, an incredible swordsman, and yeah, this is the helmet. So as you can see, underneath, you'll see where I cut all the EVA foam and glued it together with hot glue. Yes, it is a bit messy on the underside, but it's not where no one sees that side. And after you glue these pieces together, you cover it in something called Mod Podge. Now Mod Podge. Where is my Mod Podge? Mod Podge is a sort of substance. It looks like Elmer's glue, and you coat it onto pieces of EVA foam or whatever type of material you'd like to seal. And what it does is creates a smooth surface so you can paint on top of it. It also sort of weatherproofs a surface so that when it rains, the rain will drip right off. So it's a very important step, particularly for porous materials like EVA foam. And it is very important if you want a smooth and metallic finish to something like EVA foam. Now it's much easier to get a metallic finish if it's something like PLA 3D print because it's already a hard material and it is not porous. Now, this next item is not really a prop, but it's decoration that I love very much. It is, well, how do I describe it? It's a bit of an open nest, sort of a cradle that is made out of twine and this faux moss. And I love it because I would simply live here. If I was a little fairy or a little elf in the forest, this is exactly where I would live. And I don't know why, but I found this at a crafting store and I was very drawn to it. I like to put, and maybe this is a bit embarrassing, but I like to put little plushie in here. So I can give them the experience that is so beautiful, just having a little velvet home, a little fairy home. It's so cool. You can hear when you hold it the rustling of the moss. Now, if you watched the first video on my channel, you heard me talk about why I love moss so much. But if you didn't watch that video, I love moss for many reasons. For one, moss's simplicity. Moss doesn't demand much from its environment. It takes only a little, and it gives the world. And when I say it gives the world, it provides a home, kind of like this, or not literally like this, but a home for many organisms, most of which we can't see. They're so small, and that is called biodiversity. Moss increases biodiversity for providing a home to many organisms, many different types of organisms. For example, I'm sure a lot of you have lifted up a moss from a rock before and have noticed little critters underneath. I always giggle to myself imagining these little critters getting rudely awoken. Must be very confusing. But that is just one of the things that moss does. Another cool thing about moss, it is extraordinarily old. Next time you go outside and you look around and you see moss, just give it a little bit of a thank you. It's been so resilient for so many years. It's an incredibly old plant with many varieties. I can talk for hours about moss because it is simply that great. Not only that, but it's so soft. If anyone's ever sat on a mossy rock, you can vouch that it is much comfier than a rock without moss. Moss is so cool, it is so ancient, and it is so beloved to me. So, everyone in this house. This is also not really a prompt, that's not how I use it as a prompt. This is actually a little token that I received from Square Enix. It is a journal from the game Final Fantasy 16. Final Fantasy 16 is a fantastic RPG, and I love this tome. I'm going to open it for you. I like to keep all my journals. I have a journal from learning languages. Right now I'm learning Spanish. Before that it was French. I have a journal for just writing down my thoughts. I will tell you that journaling and gardening is particularly good for the soul. I find myself so healed by the art of writing things down. It's very therapeutic. A lot of you have told me in the comments from the video that you have found love for the London plane tree. someday I've also learned how to appreciate meals a little more. So, well, that will be it for me. I want to give a huge thank you to all my patrons on Patreon for supporting. If you'd like to go and support me on Patreon, the link is below. I have extra ASMR content as well as cosplays. Thank you so much for joining me, everyone. Please have a wonderful rest of your week. Hello, traveler. I hope you had a wonderful week. I'm back with an challenge. I'm so happy that you enjoyed the last video where I was in my workshop. I finally set this place up to be a little more cozy for me to sit like this, so I hope that you're cozy too. I do have my cup of tea, and today I would like to show you a little bit of my studio. I suppose it's a studio now. Usually I call it my crafting station. Whenever I'm working on a project, building something, I will come down here and, well, craft. And so, as you can see behind me, I have some of my previous works. And as you might know, and if you don't know,